It's so easy and it's so delicious. You're welcome in advance. The rule is you have to eat it with rice, okay? That is the rule. Oh my God. That alone, guys, that is delicious. Everything just goes well together. It's like perfection. Hi guys, it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another video. Today guys, we are bringing back the TikTok recipes. I want to test out 3 different TikTok viral recipes and I'm going to make them vegan. None of these are vegan recipes, so we are going to veganize them and I'm going to tell you if it is worth making, if it is delicious or not. I'm going to link my other TikTok viral recipes videos down below if you guys are interested. By the way, if you can hear like some noises in the background, well, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I've got the oven going. My oven is very loud. And also there is some construction happening downstairs. So there might be some like banging noises. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with that. Anyway, let's just get started. All right, you guys. So the very first recipe we're gonna make is the TikTok viral spaghetti. So I saw this recipe and I was like, that's very easy to veganize. So we're gonna do just that. So this one basically, it looks like you take a spaghetti with Alfredo sauce, and then, you know, you toss in the Alfredo sauce, but you also make a tomato-based meat sauce that you put on top and then you bake it in the oven. So, very simple concept, but it sounds delicious. And I mean, you can't go wrong with a creamy spaghetti. You also can't go wrong with a tomato-based spaghetti. So we're really putting 2 great things together. And of course, we're veganizing it. So, yeah. So that's why I have the oven going. And now we're gonna make the meat sauce. So I have a pan here, okay? And I'm just going to add some oil. Boop, 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 boop. Oil. And now onto the pan, we are going to cook up some onion and some garlic. By the way, I will have a blog post for all of these recipes. They'll be linked down below, so make sure you check that out. And oh, it's already smelling so nice. What is with onion and garlic? Why is it heavenly, okay? So I'm just gonna cook this down for like a couple of minutes, maybe not even a couple. We're just gonna get it nice and fragrant. And in the meantime, you wanna get your oven going and you also want to start boiling the water for your pasta, okay, for your spaghetti. Now that we've cooked that down, now we can add our vegan meat, vegan ground meat. You can use whatever you want. I am using Beyond Beef. You can use Impossible. You could also just use textured vegetable protein. You could also make like a vegan bolognese with like lentils. You could use like a walnut. There's tons of recipes on how to make like a vegan meat sauce. So feel free to get creative. For me, not so creative. We're using Beyond. Okay, let's add this in. I'm gonna use this whole thing. I feel like, why not? I don't know. Ooh. It still freaks me out sometimes, you know, the Beyond Meat. So I'm just gonna break this apart. It was frozen and I just thawed it out. Just gonna mix it. But yeah, if you wanna make it healthier, you can easily make like a lentil bolognese sauce. And again, walnut is also an ingredient that's heavily used. Soy protein of any kind also works really well. I'm just gonna cook this a little bit and then I'm gonna add the tomato sauce. And while we are waiting for this to cook down, I am going to make the Alfredo sauce. And yes, we are making my 4-ingredient vegan Alfredo, which you must try if you have not tried yet. It's so easy and it's so delicious. You're welcome in advance. So what we wanna do is add some water. Water is not an ingredient, guys, okay? So, we add water into a blender. Ooh. And then I have some soaked cashews. Yes, guys, I was prepared today. This is very rare that I actually remember to soak cashews in advance. Now, if you have not soaked your cashews in advance, which is how I usually am unprepared, you can actually just boil your cashews with some water for about 20 minutes just to soften them. So I'm just gonna drain this. So now we've drained the cashews. We're gonna add that in, and again, these are softened cashews. Add that in. Next, we have nutritional yeast and Better Than Bouillon seasoning. You could also use a veggie stock cube. Are you keeping count, guys? That's 3 ingredients so far, plus water. And the final very important ingredient, minced garlic. Or just garlic. You could just add garlic, I don't know. It'll blend up, okay. You can also just use garlic powder. There we go. That's it for the sauce. So we're gonna blend this up. Let's check up on our meat sauce. I can never tell with Beyond Meat, guys, like, is it safe to eat? I don't, like, it's not real meat. If it's undercooked, like, will I get sick? All right, well, it looks like it's cooked down pretty well. So into our vegan meat sauce, I'm gonna add in just some store-bought pasta sauce, okay? Ooh, get that mixed. There we go. So into the meat sauce, you can add salt and pepper to taste. You don't need too much, I don't think, because the sauce already should be relatively salty, but you can feel free to add some to taste. Look at that. That looks pretty good. This is actually pretty easy. Let me give it a taste. I mean, this alone, great pasta sauce. Okay. I'm gonna turn this off. Now, let's blend up this bad boy. All right, so water is boiling. We can cook our spaghetti. Let's cook it up. All right, guys, I have successfully blended up the delicious cashew Alfredo. Let's give it a little try. I am obsessed with this recipe. Make sure you blend it up for like, I would say a minute, just to make sure it's really well blended. You guys, it is so good. It is so good, okay? Oh my God, I could have this as like a soup because it's so tasty. But yeah, there you go. That's how you make the cashew Alfredo. And then I'm just waiting for the pasta to cook, and then we can put it all together and throw it in the oven. You guys, so the pasta is now cooked. Now I cooked the pasta less than what I normally would cook. I cooked it like 2 minutes less than I would cook it al dente. So it's a little bit undercooked because we're gonna bake it in the oven, so I didn't want to cook it all the way. So I only cooked it for about 5 minutes when the instructions on the package said 7 to 9 minutes, and it's still like a little bit hard. So that's kind of like where we want to be. Now to the pasta we add our delicious Alfredo sauce. Ooh. Let me give it a little mix here. I think this may be the perfect amount of the sauce. So I'm just gonna make sure we're scraping the sides of the blender, because this sauce, guys, is not to be wasted, okay? This is not to be wasted. We're gonna get every little bit. Now we mix it. The way I just wanna eat this right now already. By the way, we have a little casserole dish right here. Just make sure it's well coated, mixed well. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Again, mix that. So now that's the Alfredo portion. Now we top it with our delicious meat sauce. So I guess we're just gonna go for it. Ooh, oh my gosh. This would be great for like a big dinner party, dinner gathering, even a potluck. For a potluck, I would probably use like a different type of pasta just to make it a little bit easier to scoop out. Look at that. I mean, that looks like the perfect amount of everything. Now this part is optional, but like maybe recommended. Vegan cheese on top. I'm just going to add some vegan meltable cheese on top. If you don't want to add it, you don't have to add it. You could probably even do breadcrumbs, maybe some nooch, whatever you want, okay? We are going all out today though. We are being indulgent with this one. There we go. So now my oven is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven and bake it for about maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes until the cheese is nicely melted and you know, it's like getting all saucy and bubbly and delicious. That's what we're gonna do. So let's throw it in the oven. All right, so here is the biscotti ready to go. I'm so excited. The cheese, not the best at melting in the oven. So yeah, I mean, you don't even know which cheese I use, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I just know it's going to be delicious, okay? So, my mouth is watering. So you wanna get all the layers, get a little bit of everything, a little bit of the cheese, a little bit of the top layer. Cheers! That is so good. That is delicious, guys. It's super creamy, very indulgent. It tastes like comfort food at its finest. Everything just goes well together. It's like perfection. It's like a creamy, cheesy, tomatoey, delicious pasta. 10 out of 10. All right, you guys, guys, so the next recipe we're gonna make is called Mayak. Okay, this is actually a recipe from my home country, once again, of South Korea, okay? So, Mayak is a Korean dish that became really popular on TikTok, and it's basically, direct translation is drug eggs. Okay, sounds ridiculous, right? Because there's a few dishes in Korea that is called drug something, and the reason why we call it drug is because it's like so addictive, right? So it's just like a funny way of calling a dish. And so basically the translation would be like addictive eggs. Obviously we are not using eggs in this recipe, so we're gonna use, instead of eggs, some tofu and some avocado. Think of this as the egg white. The tofu is the egg white, and then the avocado is the egg yolk because it's high fat. This should be a very easy recipe to make. It should take only a few minutes, and it's perfect as like a side dish with your rice. You can put it on top of rice. This is what we would call also a rice thief in Korea. That's another term we use, and it's basically a term to describe a dish that goes so well with rice that it will steal all your rice because you're gonna eat all your rice with it. So it's the rice thief. So we're gonna make this. It's gonna be easy, it's gonna be delicious. Let's get started. So I have some red bell pepper here that I've already chopped up into very small pieces. And I also have a sliced up jalapeno pepper. So I have these two ready. Now these are optional, you don't have to add these. I just wanted to add them for some extra crunch, extra flavor, some spice. But if you don't wanna add it, you don't have to. If you don't like the spice, omit the jalapeno. If you wanna just do like some green bell pepper instead, that's also an option. Now we have some tofu. I have here, this is about half a block of medium firm tofu, and I actually froze it and I kind of thawed it out a little bit, okay? Now, that's an option. You can also use like soft tofu. It's up to you what you want to use. I'm gonna use a thawed out medium firm tofu. I'm just gonna like squeeze the water a little bit. And the reason why I froze it is because I want that flavor to really infuse into the tofu, and that's one way to really help the marination process, is to freeze your tofu, thaw it out, and then marinate it. So this is medium firm. You could also use soft tofu or silken tofu. It's up to you. I'm using medium firm. I can cut it up however way I want. Should I scoop it up like an egg? You can cut it up however way you want, my friends. I'm just gonna see, maybe I'll just kind of do random. All right guys, so I have somewhat messily cut up the tofu. Now I scooped it out with a tablespoon, and then some of the parts I just kind of ripped it. It really doesn't matter. You could just cut it up into little cubes if you want. The size, again, it's kind of optional, like maybe make it a little bit like bite-sized. So yeah, just cut it up however way you want. And then the next thing I want to add is some avocado as well. So I'm just going to take some avocado. Ooh, look at that sexy avocado. We love a sexy avocado. And then I'm just gonna cut the avocado into just like cubes, and that's gonna be part of it. The avocado also is optional. Like you don't necessarily have to add it. You can just do tofu, or if you wanna just make an avocado version, you can just eliminate the tofu. This is like really forgiving. You can do whatever you want really. I just feel like it would be a really good combination to have both tofu and avocado. I'm just gonna start with, maybe I'll have a little bit more. I don't think I wanna use the whole avocado. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, we just wanna have some avocado in there. Perfect. So now that's basically what we're adding in to this sauce. So now we gotta make the sauce. Now we're gonna take a bowl and we're going to add the sauce ingredients. So first I have some soy sauce. Let's add that in. Lovely. And then I have something sweet. So I'm using a rice syrup. You can use corn syrup. You could also use like sugar or agave. I don't know if maple syrup might have too strong of a taste. You could try. Oh no, I'm using rice syrup, which is very thick. Look at this. Ooh. Ooh la la. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. It's almost like honey. Like it's giving honey vibes. So, but we don't use honey around here, my friends. Ooh, scrape it. Again, don't like to waste syrup. So I'm just gonna mix the soy sauce and the syrup together a little bit, just to let that syrup thin out a bit, to make the rest of the process a little bit easier. Then we can add in some water. There we go. Beautiful. And now we have some garlic. I like lots of garlic, guys. Some minced garlic in here, delicious. And then we also have some green onion that I've already chopped up, and some sesame seeds. That's our sauce. Now, honestly, this sauce can be probably used for a lot of different things, my friends. It's just a very delicious sauce. Let me try it. So good. Now what I'm gonna do is basically put everything together. You can actually do this directly in like a container like this, because us Koreans, we make lots of side dishes and we keep it in the fridge so that we have something to eat with rice on a regular basis. So it's almost like we meal prep side dishes. I would just probably just directly pour it in here. But for the sake of this, I'm going to use a big bowl like this and put everything together. Let me add the jalapenos and the red peppers into the sauce. Okay. Oh, beautiful. And then I'm gonna add our lovely tofu that looks questionably chunky in here, and our avocado. So we go, and then we can just pour in the sauce. I mean, it's not easy, okay? It's very, very simple. Just pour in. Ooh. I mean, that looks pretty good, guys. So I'm just gonna give it a little mix here. Make sure everything is kind of like really drowning in that sauce. So basically, we're kind of leaving it, like the point is to leave it in here to let it kind of marinate, preferably overnight before you actually serve it. That is basically it. Does not look delicious. Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh my god, so good. So that's it. That is my vegan take on Mayak keran, which is drug eggs. My vegan take on Korean marinated eggs. Now this time it is Korean marinated tofu and avocado. And we're gonna eat this with rice because, again, it is a rice thief. A recipe and all the measurements are linked below, as always. So basically what I would do is keep this in a nice little container in the fridge and then just eat it with rice whenever you want for like the next, I don't know, 5-6 days. It'll probably last at least a week or so, 5 to 7 days, because it is quite salty and stuff. So anyways, the rule is you have to eat it with rice, okay? That is the rule. So let's give this a try. You can just pour it on top, and of course, like, make sure you get all that like sauce in there too. Get some of that spicy goodness. Make sure it's all in there. And then you get a nice bite with some avocado, with some of the tofu. Let's go. Cheers. Guys, that is so good. The tofu is so nice and soft. I think medium firm. This one I used is a really good texture. I don't know if it's because I froze it, but it almost has like a very like smooth, like almost custardy like texture. And then eating it with the avocado. Oh, you guys, you gotta try this. Oh my god. Nice and spicy from the jalapeno, but just the right amount of spice. Not too bad for me anyway. So guys, highly recommend. This is so good. This is a great meal prep idea as well. Make this, and again, you have something to eat with rice for the rest of the week. You gotta try this. You absolutely have to try this. And I think I did a very good job with the vegan version, if I may say so myself. Again, the recipe is linked below. Definitely try it out, you guys. All right, you guys, so last but not least, we're gonna make another TikTok viral recipe, and this looks really delicious. It's like a yogurt peanut butter bowl with like a magic chocolate shell on top, and I don't know, it seems delicious. So it's kind of like a healthier sort of dessert. Okay, so I have here some vegan Greek yogurt. I think you can use any sort of vegan yogurt. I'll probably use either a plain or a vanilla. I just have a plain vegan Greek yogurt, okay? A little bit higher in protein than regular vegan yogurts. I'm using the Riviera brand. If you are Canadian, you may know what that is. So we have that, and into this yogurt, we're gonna add some peanut butter. So I'm using natural peanut butter, but I'm sure you could use whatever. If you wanna use Kraft, I'm sure that's fine. So let's add that in and mix it together. So we're creating a peanut butter, oh, I mean, already that looks good, okay? We're creating a peanut butter yogurt, which I don't know why I haven't thought of this before or made this before, because it sounds delicious, does it not? Like, look at that peanut butter swirl. There you go, mix it, mix. I'm gonna give it a try. It's already so good. I was thinking of adding maybe a tiny bit of sweetener. I don't think you need it, but if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of agave nectar. You can also use maple syrup, but if you're using like a vanilla yogurt, you probably don't need to add sweetener because it would already be sweetened, whereas I'm using unsweetened vegan yogurt, so I decided to add a little bit of sweetener. Just gonna give it another taste. Oh my god. That alone, guys, that is delicious. Okay, so now we have the peanut butter portion. Now, what we're gonna do is take some vegan-friendly chocolate chips. A lot of chocolate chips, if you go to the baking aisle, a lot of them are accidentally vegan. So just look at the ingredients list. A lot of them don't contain milk. A lot of the semi-sweet or dark chocolates don't contain milk. So just check the ingredients list and get yourself some vegan chocolate chips. So I'm just going to heat this up to melt it. Let's go to the microwave, melt it in like 10-second increments. Okay guys, so change of plans. I decided for the chocolate part, I'm gonna add a little bit of coconut oil. I feel like that's gonna help melt it better, and then it's going to help solidify it better, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna add a small amount. You don't need a lot. Clearly, I have a lot of coconut oil. You don't need all of this, okay? Just a small amount, maybe just a little bit in here. Beautiful. So now I'm just going to melt this again, and hopefully the coconut oil will help whatever. Okay, let's go. So now we have the melted chocolate with a little bit of coconut oil. And I think adding the coconut oil was a fantastic idea on my part, yes, my friends. And then I guess we just put it on top. Okay, so let's just pour it. Ooh, honestly, I probably could have had, I think I need more. Hold on one second. Do I need more? Or do I want to just, I think it's fine. Let's not go too crazy. All right, guys, so I've melted a little bit more of the chocolate. Not just so I can eat it. Let's add some more chocolate on top. Ooh, yeah, this is better. You want to have a pretty good amount of chocolate. You don't have to cover the entire top, but you know, most of the top. So now we have the chocolate, the deliciousness. It looks like a little bit of a swirl. We've created some art here. Now we're gonna top it with some peanuts. Ooh, look at that, my friends. It is looking lovely. And then you just want to add a little pinch of salt on top to make it nice and salted and delicious. Looks so good. So now I'm gonna stick this in the freezer for about 10 minutes just to let that chocolate harden, and then let's check back on it. All right, my friends, I've tried to crack this on camera, and you know, it's kind of hard to crack. Okay, let's do. Maybe I did. Maybe this layer is too thick. Okay, maybe I did too much chocolate. Ooh, don't break your plate. That's the thing. You know, let's just go for it. It's a mess now. It's too late. Cheers. Chocolate, peanut butter, yogurt, cup of deliciousness. Cheers. That's so good. Guys, that is like too good to be true, okay? Highly recommend. The chocolate, maybe it's a bit thick. Maybe that's why it's like, I don't know, is this supposed to be like, do I have to like, you know, stab it that hard? Like, I don't know, but it's really good. And it literally tastes like just straight up dessert. Like it would be so bad for you. Like it tastes like it's really bad for you, but it's not that bad for you. Okay, so. Guys. Again, recipe linked below. Try this out. I can't stop eating it. So, no. 10 out of 10, everything. Everything 10 out of 10. All right, you guys, so that is pretty much it for my lovely TikTok viral recipes video. Yay! So, in conclusion, you must try all of the above. Everything is so good, everything is delicious. I will say one of my favorite things about TikTok is all of the different food ideas. I love it so much. Some of them are very simple, yet they are genius, okay? I can't pick a favorite. They all serve a very different, very special purpose. So highly recommend trying all of them, and all of the recipes will be linked in a blog post down below. So make sure you check those out. Let me know down below if you enjoy these veganizing of viral recipes, and if you enjoy them, if there's any more that you want me to veganize or try, let me know down below. And yeah, I'm gonna link my other TikTok videos below. And of course, guys, follow me on TikTok. It's Cheap Lazy Vegan on TikTok, guys. Yes, I am on TikTok, I know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.